Welcome back to GearCheckGames. It's been a hot minute. This is part 19 of our Pokemon Red playthrough, and we're gonna go catch some more Pokemon because I'm dead set on
doing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did we catch them all yet? But unfortunately, the answer is no.
We're getting closer. I'm still dead set on getting that experience share because I'm a fool and I forgot how ineffectual it was in Gen 1.
Oh no! So you didn't even know at this point?
Well, no, I did, but I forgot because part of me was like, man, I really want to raise. Oh yeah, here's our little montage.
Hey, brawl music.
Yeah,
that's something you don't see every day, except in most Smash Brothers games.
Yeah.
This is our montage of catching 40 Tauros in the Safari Zone.
Hey, Professor Oak, how big's your backyard?
I was gonna say, I think the Pokemon series is the only series in Smash Brothers that's entirely represented by remixes. But then I remembered that in the Wii U and 3DS games, they had a bunch of rips from X and Y, so...
Oh, yeah.
Which means, and here's your pointless trivia for today, as far as I know... Apart from the Game & Watch series, but those aren't really remixes; they're just original compositions using
games.
Well, using the original sound effects. There was no music in those games. The only Smash Bros. Series that is entirely represented musically by remixes in Smash Brothers is the Mother series.
Oh yeah, including Mother 3.
Why do I know these things? I don't know.
Isn't our buddy at a con right now and he saw a Mother 3 cosplay and he's like, represent.
Oh.
Does Castlevania have original music in Smash? Huh.
Well, Castlevania's weird because it doesn't have any original music from the NES. I think it has. There's one. Oh no, never mind. There's the mansion theme from Simon's Quest and the Simon theme from Super Castlevania 4, but everything else is the vampire killer they have in that game that's a rip is from Castlevania Judgment, where it obviously
which in itself is kind of a remix, but not a Smash remix.
Yeah.
So to interrupt your talk about music, you may have seen me whiff.
Very irrelevant conversation.
You saw me whiff trying to get a Kangaskhan. That's a 1 in a. I don't know what its encounter rate is in the Safari Zone. It's got to be 1%. Same with Chansey and Tauros. And
is Kangaskhan good?
It's a solid normal type. It's bruisery.
I mean, I know.
I had a Kangaskhan for a bit in my playthrough.
I actually got one. Nice.
Yeah.
I know in X and Y.
I was trying to catch them all.
Well.
And then I gave up because I found out catching them all kind of sucks.
It's tedious.
Well, hey, this is one of the few games in the series where catching them all was actually attainable. Yeah. Because there weren't that many Pokemon.
That's one thing I like that they kind of gave you a bit of a reward of in Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Because once you caught them all in Kanto, then you got the shiny charm, so your chances of getting shinies went way up.
Oh yeah.
That feels like it kind of cheapens shinies, though.
A little.
But then again, I guess it's I don't know. I guess it is a reward for doing something that takes a lot of time and energy.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I'm kind of over shiny Pokemon. There was a very brief period, and by brief period I mean one evening where I tried to soft reset until I got a shiny Groudon in Ruby.
Oh god.
But
Groudon.
Yeah. Hey, he's gold, man.
That's true.
It's like the NES Zelda cartridge. Making it gold just artificially makes it seem more valuable. Yeah. So you train it up. Oh wait, Pokédex. Never mind.
So it's like Pokemon itself. Turning it from red to gold just makes it better.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I offered to do Gen 2, but I figured we should start with ye old number 1.
Yeah.
I'm trying to raise this Nidoran and catch some more stuff. Although I already own an Ekans, I don't know why I catch this one. We still have buff Ekans in the daycare.
Our MVP, most valuable Pokemon.
I should have nicknamed him Trogdor or something.
Ekans with a 36 pack.
Yeah.
He actually grew his arms back. Reversing evolution.
I'm not a snake anymore.
He's like he's like Sebulba.
what-
He just like walks around on his arms.
What would you do if you walked into... You left your Ekans in daycare, and then you walked in after, like, several weeks, and you just see it squirming around on the floor with, like, 4 little nubs on its body. And just like, I don't think it's supposed to evolve like that.
You go to pick him up, and it's kind of like the Berenstain Bears. You go in there, and there's like 4 or 5 Ekans and Sevipers just chilling at a poker table with like cigars and stuff. They look at you, and you're like, "Wait, when did you get arms?" They're like, "We've always had arms.
We've always had them. Didn't you ever notice?"
Crisis ensues. Oh yeah, I'm in rap hell again.
Oh.
It's back.
I thought Arbok was spelled with a C.
Carbach?
No. No.
Yep.
Arbok. Arbok with a C. So it's actually Cobra backwards and not like... I don't know.
I'm such an idiot.
Well, yes, but...
Fun fact about Carbach is that backwards its name is Kobrak.
Well, in the anime, it always sounded like it was pronouncing its name with a C at the beginning. What?
He always sounded like he had something caught in his throat.
Well, because I think because Arbok is one of those Pokemon in the anime where they kept the original Japanese voice.
Yeah.
Because it's the same name in both languages, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to sound like it's like a hiss into the word Arbok, but it always sounded like it was just saying Charbok or something.
maybe the actor was saying that.
Maybe. Fun fact about the Japanese anime, okay, not the Japanese one, because again they kept Charizard and Onyx's voices, but both of them are actually, they sound like big, like growly animals, but if you listen closely, they are both actually saying their Japanese name, Ewark and Lizardon, respectively.
Lizardon? Is that what they call Onyx?
Charizard.
Oh, you said Onyx.
Yeah, I probably flipped that. Sorry. Strike that. Reverse it.
I'm like, wait, Onyx?
Yeah, Onyx is Ewark, and Charizard is Lizardon. Ewark!
Did you know that there's actually an evolution in the game that can be reversed, and that's using a burn heal to devolve Charbok back into Arbok?
Hey man, he's needed a third evolution for years.
We've just devolved into complete degeneracy with these jokes. My god, Pidgeotto's got a lot of... Sorry, Pidgeot's got a lot of HP for a flying type at that level.
I know! I feel like that's one of his big strengths, is his special defense and his HP pool.
He's a buff bird.
Yeah, he's just pretty consistent across the board.
Yeah.
Not exceptional in any way, but solid.
Yeah.
He may or may not go to the Elite Four.
He'll get you to Celadon City. What more do you need?
He will.
He's extremely adequate.
Yeah, that's Pidgeot.
Oh yeah, isn't this pond like one of the only places you can get Grimer?
Yeah, this place and Cinnabar Island.
I mean, I guess it makes sense since you're in like a city, maybe like industrial waste.
I like that it's in the middle of the city. Like the rest of the city is like green and peaceful, and there's just this one pond that's just disgusting.
It's the one part that Erica hasn't cleaned up yet.
Yeah, she's like, I can't get rid of it.
If I was gonna say, I find it kind of hard to believe that she would allow this to persist, being like the grass-type gym leader.
Yeah, maybe it's like the dark secret, kind of like Team Rocket being underground. You know?
Look at what you found in that pond.
Team Rocket has like some legal like loophole. Like, no, this is our Grimer breeding pond. We need one for all of our mooks.
Maybe they're like...
It's protected land.
Maybe they're trying to turn them into the recycling type of Grimers. So they're like trying to just like get him to eat so much sludge where they just kind of like morph.
You know, that's actually like kind of an interesting point. If you've got areas in the world that are like super just like gross and covered in trash and filth and just like toxic waste, is it no longer like ethical to clean it up if it's now considered like an animal habitat for like grimers and weezings and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Well, they actually do that in real, not with like toxic waste or anything, but I know that like they'll, like when ships kind of run their course, they'll like sink them to create like artificial habitats for sea life.
Yeah.
Which they actually did in Ruby and Sapphire with the abandoned ship. They sunk it on purpose to create like Pokemon. Oh, actually no, they didn't sink it on purpose. It sunk, but then they didn't clean it up because they realized that like Pokemon had moved in.
Yeah. That's a really cool
They sunk it on
dungeon,
purpose
too.
with the crew and everything. They sunk it on purpose, but the captain had to stay true to the whole. The captain goes down with his ship.
Well, Captain,
thing.
you know the rules. Okay.
I'm sorry,
It's like,
everybody.
you have to sign a waiver when you get your captain's hat.
Even if we have every way of saving you.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to sign an agreement saying that no matter what, you're going to eventually go down with your ship.
Wait, even if like the ship gets retired?
That just reminded me of, and this
Once the ship's done, they sink it along with the captain, because the captain's also, he's nothing without a ship.
Yeah. That reminds me, I think there was an episode of Gilligan's Island where they discerned that like the skipper had to have his captain's license revoked or whatever because he wasn't the last one to get off the boat when it got shipwrecked.
So he's like, it's like, I'm sorry, skipper, even though you're stranded on the island.
They like conveniently made a radio announcement on their radio that's like made out of seashells or something.
Did it actually work on that show, or was that just like the crew? Like,
well, Trey, it wasn't
just a
actually
magic
powered by
show.
seashells.
Hey, you don't know. Gilligan was a mad.
And Trey, I hate to break it to you, but that wasn't a real jungle they were in either.
What? You mean it was on a Hollywood set?
They were made of plastic
and asbestos.
It was actually filmed on the set of Lazy Town.
They actually shipwrecked those people on that island. all of their vitriol for Gilligan was real.
Yeah, it's like Survivor. It's all It's all real. They're
It's
actually people that
real.
are starving and shipwreck on an island.
If they used like real Lord of the Flies type of logic, Gilligan would have been the first eaten. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, you're trying to take over, and you're like a madman. Well, you're gonna be the first to die.
I don't think he ever tried to take over. He just like thwarted every attempt to escape.
Like I said, he would be the first to die.
I remember there was. I think my favorite episode of the, since we're just completely disregarding the game at this point.
I mean, it's Catch Quest, so.
I think my favorite episode of that show.
It's the least interesting part of Pokemon.
Gilligan, he had this dream where they were in like Dracula. And there was
They were in Dracula.
There was this really funny line when like they called the vampire hunters up to take care of Gilligan, who was the vampire, and the two people were it was Skipper and the Professor. They were explaining why it took them so long to get there, and they implied that they walked along the bottom of the English Channel, but with every step they swam back up to the surface to take a breath, sunk back down, took another step.
Why didn't they just swim?
Why didn't they just take a boat? I'm pretty sure they had boats in like the 18th century. I don't know. That one throwaway line really amused me, so.
I'm sorry, have we seen a Tangela yet?
This is gonna be so embarrassing to watch in like a decade.
Have we seen a Tangela yet in this playthrough? Because I don't.
No, but he's looking. My gosh, he's awfully bulky.
Yeah, he literally looks like a bush. Like,
he looks like a cube.
Yeah, he's weird looking. I mean, it makes me wonder, like, what the hell is under all that? Is it just like a little creature with a lot of hair, or is it something like hiding in the bushes?
You gotta use your imagination.
It's like Mimikyu. What does it really look like?
Do you want to know?
It's actually a little man.
It's the guy in front of Celadon Gym, hiding in the bushes.
He stepped up his stealth, huh?
That just sounds like a mother enemy.
Pervy
Just
man.
Creeping bushman
just like
wants to bet.
Yeah, like a pervert hiding in the bushes.
Dude, Nidorino is ready to fight. Look at him.
Nidorino's got a pretty good sprite.
So are the Nidorans the only Pokemon in this game that actually have like stated genders?
Yeah, it was so integral to their uniqueness that they put it in the name. Because they hadn't yet programmed a distinction between male and female Pokemon into the HUD.
I still find it creepy in Gen 2 and onward that the only one of the Nidoran female that can breed is Nidoran female, not Nidorina, not Nido Queen.
I didn't know that. Only like the base stage can breed.
Yeah, but Nido King, Nidoran male, and Nidorino can all breed.
That's bizarre.
But only the base Nidoran female can breed. It's weird.
Yeah, no
Because
kidding.
they only evolve when they turn like 80 or something.
I don't know what I'm going for next.
I was trying to find like a PG way to describe that.
Oh yeah, I think I filled up the...
Their egg-making parts don't work no more.
Uh-huh.
I think I've maxed out box 1, so I left this in to show how tedious managing the boxes.
Oh yeah. What was going on with this?
It's like you can only withdraw one at a time, and it must save every time you leave the box.
It was kind of the same deal with Fire Red and Leaf Green, except I don't think it forced you to save each time.
Yeah.
Well, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, they have like the Gen 3 and onwards box system where you can freely like switch between boxes. And it's smart enough to know, when one box fills up, send the new Pokemon to the next one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But not in Gen
But
1.
you can still only like put in and take out one at a time, I think.
Well, yeah.
Or actually, it was weird. I think I figured out while I was playing that like if you did withdraw or deposit Pokemon, you could only do one at a time. But then there was another option that was just like, it was move Pokemon between boxes, and it also included the Pokemon in your party.
Yeah.
So like that was just an easier way to just move Pokemon in and out of the boxes in your party without having to close the menu each time.
Well, yeah, it's like, why even include the other options at that point?
I think
I guess because they were in the previous game, but...
Yeah.
I guess.
Isn't it like Gen 5 and onward move is just the standard? Withdraw and deposit just aren't there.
Alright, that would make the most sense.
Well, oddly, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, I think they retained withdraw and deposit, but in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the PC lady in that game, or the PC manager or whatever, Lynette, she will give you an option to put move Pokemon at the top of the list in your PC.
Yes.
And it's like, but why not just make that the default? If that's the one that people always use, then I don't know.
It may have been an aftersight. Maybe like somebody came in after hours and was like, "Hey, there's a better way to do this."
Miyamoto kicked down the door and did one of his classic changing the code after hours moves. But this time for good.
Sorry, Poliwrath Sprite.
Miyamoto,
really
you
fun.
don't even work here.
Miyamoto is just omnipresent throughout all of Nintendo.
You see those security cameras? Those go right to Miyamoto's office. You better be on your best behavior.
Oh god, Shelter's looking like Cloyster's looking directly into the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's peering into your soul.
At least that sprite looks a bit less what's the word? Suggestive.
Oh.
I'll always say I've always enjoyed Cloyster's face because it always seems like it's very mischievous. And I like that in a bivalve because they will squirt you in the face when you try to pick them up off the beach.
Yeah. Well, he almost looks like a Ghastly minus the big shell.
Yeah, I see it.
Dude, speaking of which, I was making a sandwich yesterday, or it was either yesterday or 2 days ago.
A bivalve sandwich.
I was cracking an egg, and it actually, like, I got squirted It was like a high pressure egg or something.
What does that
Because like
happen?
as soon as I like cracked the shell, it squirted egg yolk out like 10 miles per hour, like across the kitchen.
Speaking of eggs,
Okay, for a second there, did it look like when it was flickering between the two sprites, did it look like Exeggutor was dancing? Like shuffling from one foot to the other?
yeah, I can see it. A dancing
Adorable.
Exeggutor.
Yeah,
Would you call him Frankenstein?
sure,
Would you,
why not?
would you call him the Ritz because he kind of looks big and dumb?
I guess.
Exeggutor,
But not as big and dumb
has,
as Alolan Exeggutor.
Oh, yeah.
Exeggutor actually has 3 legs, but you can only see 2 of them because it dances back and forth so quickly.
Wait,
We're not talking about Brown Sprout anymore, Dan.
is this a Hoot Hoot joke or a Torchic joke?
All of the above. Well, actually, no. I think that was just like in the sprite. It looked like Torchic only had 1 leg.
Oh,
In
thought
most
that
official
was-
art, he's got 2.
okay. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But hey, join us on Trey Gets Sidetracked by Catch Quest Part 3 next time.
It's still not done.
It's gonna be a blast.
Bye, y'all.
Yeah.